Hey, what's up out there?
My
Yanni,
final
finally
purchase
back with another haul.
at the con was
Got a lot of good stuff. Sorry I haven't made a
Uncanny
video in a while.
266 first Gambit.
A lot of things keep me
paid
busy.
$55 for it. You know,
Not
super
from
hot book
collecting,
right now.
just from getting the videos.
It was in.
So,
this thing's in really great
this one I'm going to go through what I got at
the one issue that it did
was a
have
World
a
Cleveland
bit,
show a couple weeks back.
really not
I've
bad.
seen Mercenaries
It looked
video
like
on what he got.
they.
So let's see what
it
I
was
got
on their
there.
wall books, and it looked like the corner may have just got
this first
dinged
group of
once,
books here was
probably
from
in
a
transport.
dealer. He had a lot of
stuff,
putting it in and out of $2
boxes and stuff.
Kind of unorganized,
great,
but
I can't believe that it was still there at the end of the
worth
show
at least $2 each
on Friday.
And let's see what I got from him. The first one,
yet, but
Web of Spider-Man 31
price, and
Craven.
That was all my
beginning of the
Wizard World Cleveland
hunt for Craven.
Did some digging.
But I didn't
realize
realize until I got home.
Thanks for watching.
It's a good, really good book for $2. But I noticed down here when I got home that it had a tape pull on it, so it's probably worth a nickel now. But whatever. You can't win them all. I got a couple Spider-Man from Volume 2. These are some of the lower print run Spider-Mans, a little bit harder to find. I think that starts around with number 15 or so is when they started getting a little bit harder. They started reducing the print run a little bit, late 90s, less interesting comics. I got this just because of the condition it was in. And I'm taking another look here. I mean, this thing is mint, I think. Near mint minus, maybe even it's probably a 9.4. Really nice. I don't really have any interest in it, but because of the age in it and the condition, I had to pick that up for $2. John Carter, Warlord of Mars #1. This book I had never seen, but it was a variant, X-Men variant, so I figured it was worth $2. It is the Vampire Month variants, X-Men #4. And another good one to look for in those vampires is, I believe it's the X-23 vampire variant. Pretty sure that's what it is. Really tough to find. Angela #2. This cover is really awesome. The Greg Capullo cover. Angela and Spawn. I got, speaking of X-23, I got #1. I believe this is, I think this might be the first series. I can't remember, her first solo series. This is a Marvel Next variant, I believe. And $2, I'll pick that up. She's really hot right now. Detective 523, Solomon Grundy. This book is starting to come along a little bit here, and I believe it's in relation to Killer Croc and Solomon Grundy, and I can't really tell you honestly. I believe if you look at some sources though, it'll say this book is the first Killer Croc, which he's not especially in it, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you why it says that. I kind of flipped through it. I did not read it, but it does starting to command some dollars. This one was really happy to get, the Forever People #6, and I forget what. I think it's like the first Omega Dark Side, something like that. Cool cover. You know, it was in really nice shape too. X Factor 23. I always pick these up when I see them for a couple bucks because I think people are unaware of how important the book is to Archangel. You know, it's his more than a cameo in this book, but 24 has him on the cover, and I really think he'll be in the next X-Men movie most likely, just because he becomes Archangel because of Apocalypse, so it fits right in with the storyline. Here's a cool book that I had never seen before, and I actually picked it up a couple of them because they were in really nice shape. It's a Wally Wood cover, dated 1969, and it also has, let me open one of these. I picked a couple of them up. They had a nice little stack, and they were in super nice shape. Here's the back of one. A little bit of off-white tanning. So like I said, Wally Wood art, and let's see here. I opened one up because I had never seen it before. Let me see if I can flip through this and find real quick. Oh, there it is. It was on the first page. Art. I don't know if you can see it. Wally Wood, 1969. Art by Dicko and Wood. I mean, two of the legends. Now, when I got home, I looked this up, and it's really not worth anywhere near what it should be for the age. 15-cent cover, and you know, it's got some great characters on there. It's got the war, it's got the sex, it's got a dragon, it's got like a zombie looking dude. You know, great cover. But it's only worth it only sells for about $10 or so. But, you know, I'm glad to have that one in the collection because it's a really cool book. Alright, got a Flash 286 from the first series. First Rainbow Raider, who will be in the... I think it's going to be in the next season of Flash. I don't believe it's this season, but it's hard to say because of how long a season is for like Arrow and Flash. This is the first appearance of him. He later became Chroma Man, probably because Rainbow Raider is a really horrible name. But he'll be on the Flash TV show. Amazing Spider-Man 532, the start of the actual Civil War tie-in. Hot book right now. Another great one that I always pick up. You've seen Uncanny 256. How about Batman 417, first KG Beast? We haven't heard too much about if he actually is going to be in the Batman Superman movie. We haven't heard that in a while. And I picked up a couple of the McFarlane Spideys. Great condition ones for $2. Shown this one before. Pretty cool book and somewhat hard to find. I got to get this whole arc though. This is part 2, and it's a little risque between Catwoman and Batgirl. Ninja Turtles number 9. I was surprised to find this for $2. Any Ninja Turtles IDW below 10, I mean, it sells for at least $10, I'd say. And this one's a great cover. Really happy to get this for $2. Submariner number 50, the first appearance of Namorita, his cousin. And it's a pretty cool story. I kind of want to get 51 now to finish the story. Interesting story, to say the least. And it kind of left a lot hanging out there as to what could go on. Now, it's not, you know, it's not obviously not a high-grade book. I think, pretty sure the staples were attached. You know, it's probably a VG, maybe VG minus. But still happy to get that. And I got a Detective 530. This is, so I've shown this before in further research. It's really like the second full Nocturna. Great Nocturna cover. I like this cover better than her first full appearance, which was a Batman. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I like this cover the most. And cool character as far as just some speculation on Nocturna. Nothing that I know of, but undervalued, yeah, when you can pick that up for $2, I'd say that's an undervalued book, definitely. Alright, moving on to another stand here. Just some awesome deals at this place. We'll start off with this guy. Super nice newsstand copy, Star Wars 68. I got it for $12. I think I paid like $3 for this. Uncanny 201. Really nice near mint. First Baby Cable. Another book that I love when I find these cheap. Newsstand, of course. Uncanny 221. Paid $5 for that. So, actually, you know what? Now that I remember, I paid $5 for each of these. $5 each. Take that. Sandman. $8. I paid Sandman number 4. First Lucifer, who they're starting to cast for it. It's moved in. They've agreed to a pilot. I paid $18 for that first appearance. Nice high-grade book. How about this one still sitting out there? Really can't believe this was sitting out there for this price. $5 for Detective 574. You know, first modern Deadshot. Not in high grade. Again, this is probably, the spine isn't too bad, but it's got like a little tear down at the bottom here, and it's got some like fading on the top corner. No, I mean, it's definitely worth $5. $4 for first Black Goliath. Who knows his, it's probably like a fine copy for $4. Who knows what his involvement in any type of Civil War movie tie-in could be, but if you read the Civil War, he's one of the important characters in the very beginning of the story, and not that he does, well, he's there and something important happens to him. I won't spoil it. Really happy to find this one. Another one that I've been looking for a decent price, and it's jumped up now that she's going to be in Avengers, I believe. Avengers 112, First Mantis. I paid $6 for that, and she is an important character in the 2008 Guardians run. And I'll show you another book of someone who has not been named yet, but I have a feeling she will be as well. $2, Cap number 25, the variant. That's a $10 book, definitely. I picked up a couple of these. Strange Tales 179, first appearance of Pip the Troll. Who knows where he'll end up. There was like a rumor online as to the last character that the collector had, and you know, a still frame, and they're trying to figure out who it was, and they were, you know, there's some people saying it could be Pip, there's some saying it could be Longshot. You know, I definitely think it would lean towards Pip the Troll, just because of the way the story is being set up. But who knows? El Diablo number 1. This is from, let's see, number 1 from 2008. This is the character that is in Suicide Squad from the New 52, and he will be making a cameo in the Suicide Squad movie. So that's a good one to pick up. Found that for $1. Alright. Moving on to the next guy. This was a great deal here. This guy had a box, he had a couple long boxes, 5 for $20. I was really happy. This guy had some really nice books, but I didn't get much from him. Supergirl number 1. Really nice looking copy too. It's got a little fold on the corner. So I got 5 for $20. Obviously a very hot book. Swamp Thing 52 and 53 with the Batman on the cover. 52 with Joker, the Arkham Asylum storyline. Nice little pickup. I've been looking for those, kind of tough to find. And I picked 2 of these up. I believe one has a detached staple. You know, $4 each for the first appearance of Death, who most likely will appear in a movie at some point. You know, it's got a very early, I believe this is first cover as well. First Thanos cover. And you can see Death in the back. I mean, for $4 each, I'm going to pick those up. Captain Marvel 26. Alright, now, this last dealer, you know how I like to hunt. This was a dealer who, they had about 3, they had an end cap of a row that had, they had one set up on either side, either aisle, and then they had a third table. Actually, I think they ended up having like 4 tables total. And they just had one quadrant there where they had a ton of long boxes labeled as convention overstock, $2 each. And there was nobody looking at these books. And I'm thinking, it looks like some crap books. I gave it a quick glance. You know, I started shuffling through. I believe this might have been the first one I found. Shadow of the Bat 83, first Caitlin Kane. And I thought, you know, maybe I better dig through these. And boy, I'm glad I did. I got a ton of great stuff. $2 each for all these. I found a Wildcat source book, which this is the gold variant. I had been looking for this. Figured I could stumble across it. You know, it's a $10 book in high grade. Typically, what you'll see though is the silver border. That's the regular cover. This is the gold border, which is like an incentive, I would assume. This one was just intriguing. Gay Comics number 24, and it's got a Sam Keith Max cover. Now on the inside, it says this is the first Max story published outside of Image, which I believe is incorrect because somebody out there will know. I believe he was in a Comico primer or something before he went to Image. Max, the character Max was. So it's still a very unique book. You know, it's a $10 book probably. Batman 33. I don't know why this one was in there because it's a modern, but it's got Harley Quinn on the cover. It was $2. It's a new 52 Batman. Can't go wrong with that. Harley Quinn Joker. And this is kind of where I started getting into stuff, saying, you know what, I don't think people have looked at these books. Catwoman, 84 and 89, the Harley Quinn covers. $2 each. Great covers. Here's a good one that I'm putting a few bucks in is Doctor Strange number 48. First meeting of Doctor Strange and Brother Voodoo, from what I can find. And Brother Voodoo is going to be in the Doctor Strange movie. So, from what I can find, these two, this is the first time the two of them are in the same comic book. Found an A-Next number 10 Ant-Man tie-in book. Okay, here's the other one I was talking about for Guardians. This is Annihilation Conquest Quasar. This is the first appearance of Phyla Vel as Quasar. And she is all throughout the 2008 Guardians storyline, the Phyla Vel version of Quasar. So I'm putting my money on her being the next announcement. May not be the next Guardians movie, but I think she'll be in there. Anti-Venom number 3, Amazing Spider-Man Presents. This one is the toughest one to find of the 3. This is the 3 of 3. I found 1 and 2, which I showed in a previous haul, but they did not have this, and this one I've had a little bit of trouble tracking down for a decent price, so glad I found that. Global Frequency number 1, you know, an optioned. This one I got for $2, and it is not Inhumans number 1. I believe this is 08. This came out, something like that. It's got a lot of spine damage, but I've seen people charging a lot more for it than that. Iron Man 2, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't really know what to say about this one anymore. It used to be thought of as the first, I believe this is the first Agent Coulson in the cinematic Marvel universe. There you go, in a comic book. Alright, here's some that I had on my list and I had never even seen them before. Carney from Comic Book Men. This is an IDW book, very tough to find, and these go for pretty good money. They did not have number 1, unfortunately, but pretty cool books that I had never even seen in the wild, so glad to get those. You know, this another one where it told me nobody cared to look through these boxes. First Arsenal, pretty hot book right now. Star Wars Dark Empire 2. What is this? First Anakin Solo or something like that? I can't remember. Thunderbolts, the Deadbolt. Thunderbolts, Deadbolt. Deadpool. Deadbolts, Thunderpool. 130 and 131. Cool covers. I need to track down what the other 2 books in this story arc are, because this is 2 and 4 of the story arc. And What If, Secret Wars, 114. I believe this is the last What If as well. Kind of tough to find, the pretty cartoony looking artwork. Wolverine What If Father. This is part 2 of 4 of the What If Venom Possessed Deadpool. First time it was published. And then I found X-Force 19. You might have seen that one. Heat Up, first copycat. rumored, speculated to be in the Deadpool movie. And then my final purchase there, really a great buy. Got a call there. My final purchase at the con was an Uncanny 266 first Gambit. I paid $55 for it. You know, super hot book right now. This thing's in really great shape. The one issue that it did have a little bit, it's really not bad. It looked like it was on their wall books, and it looked like the corner may have just got dinged once, probably in transport, you know, putting it in and out of boxes and stuff. But man, great book. Can't believe that it was still there at the end of the show on Friday. You know, it hadn't been full steam yet, but really happy to have that for that price. And so that was all my haul from the Wizard World Cleveland. Did some digging, found some great books. Thanks for watching. Keep trolling those dollar bins.